Today, we're talking with Jim McCune, who is running as a Republican in the 2nd Legislative District. Welcome to the program, Jim.
Hi, thank you for inviting me here.
Hey, Jim, there's a lot of people running for state senate in the 2nd District. Can you share your qualifications and what's motivating you to run for office?
That's a good question. I don't know if I'm highly more qualified than another person, but I have some experience. And so being 4-term state representative, serving in Olympia in the House, also a 2-term, going on my 2nd term as a Pierre County Council member as well. I overwhelmingly won those seats by mostly 60% plus. I'm a hardworking person. I enjoy the political scene. It's very important to have the knowledge of how to get things passed, how to get things done, and be an open person to speak on issues where a lot of people, this is maybe where the difference between me and some others is how to speak out on issues and not be afraid to, because there's a lot of people are going to be in opposition, especially with this new type of opposition that's coming down the Black Lives Matters thing.
You spoke about not being afraid. There's 2 really controversial topics that politicians need to not be afraid about, and those are abortion and gun rights. What's your stand on both of those issues?
Well, I've been openly pro-life. I sign every pro-life bill there is and sponsor them myself during my 4 terms in Olympia. And I always look for opportunity or look into bills and ask the question, is there any abortion funding within the bills or ordinances? I never have voted for a budget in Olympia because there always been abortion funding in them. And that's my number one thing to look for. If Planned Parenthood money, it was in that budget, it's a bad budget. I don't even look any farther. As far as Second Amendment, I've always been endorsed by the NRA. I got an A+ rating over the years because of sponsoring legislation in Olympia. An avid gun range guy. I go out and practice all the time, and I enjoy the right to carry a firearm.
So Washington Employment Security Department's loss of $650 million to $1 billion can't be labeled anything less than a debacle. And legitimate claimants for unemployment haven't been able to receive a check for many, many weeks now. Do you have any comments about what's happening in that particular arena? And what could be done to energize government accountability in Olympia again?
It's really a travesty that they even lost the money. We need to, as Republicans, ask for an investigation, whether that'll ever get done or not, because you're in the minority. I'm hoping we get the majority this time around, so we can actually do an investigation into what actually happened there and who's at fault. There's no reason for money to be lost, so there must be some sloppy computer operators there that don't know how to protect the finances.
Washington State is facing a more than $8 billion revenue loss over the next couple years. If you were elected as a state senator, what would you do to help with those budget concerns?
Well, first of all, I won't raise taxes. Absolutely off the board. I haven't raised taxes in the 4 terms as state representative. I will, and the same as Pierce County, I fought taxes all the way through. I believe government should live within its means. So that means we need to freeze all travel, all equipment, and freeze all new spending right down the board. They won't like it. Then when they say freeze, they still buy. We need to freeze everything. But first of all, Jay Inslee, really, this is his $8 billion sloppy COVID-19 problem. Shutting the economy down was wrong, and it should have been never happened. They are trying to get at Trump all across the nation by shutting this economy down. They're hurting a lot of people. Mental health is up, suicides are up, drug use is up. But we get back to the budget. Furloughs, true furloughs should be, when you do a furlough, that means the money in your wallet is cut back. You don't get this same amount as you would. We should do layoffs and absolutely no new taxes. They caused this problem. They should get the pain for it.
We've seen headline after headline about what's happening in Seattle, where 6 city blocks were taken over by protesters, and there's been some tragic deaths that have resulted because of that takeover. Recently, Seattle police went in and took back the area. Do you have any comments about what's happening in Seattle?
I want to start with this. The educational system in Seattle has been socialist for a long time. If you go down and look at the curriculum, they teach socialism. And so it's not shocking to me to see what's going on with the mindset in Seattle. The mayor is basically a soft socialist. and the Council of Socialists themselves. They're weak on crime. As you can see, they letting prisoners, as say as James Link, letting felons out of jail, and crime is on the rise all over the nation. It is a travesty that they let this go on. And so the next time it happens, it's going to be worse. And so I'm glad they went in and cleaned it up finally, but it was almost broke up when they all went home. So it was a little too late to say they actually cleaned it up. The only cleanup they're cleaning up is the garbage that was left there.
Jim, if people want to get in touch with you or learn more about your campaign, how can they do that?
Well, you can get in touch with me at electjimmccune.com, jgmccune@gmail.com is my email, or call me at 253-732-0519. I enjoy that's my personal cell phone, so you can call me anytime.